Hello, I am Jesus. I would like to welcome you to the third episode of Movie Reels Film Reviews. We have a wonderful show planned for everyone tonight, so I certainly hope you'll enjoy it. In just a few moments, one of my closest friends, Pope Benedict XVI, will join us via satellite to share his thoughts on Barrett's latest film, Dead and Breakfast. However, before we move any further, I would like to make myself clear about a certain situation. Satan, don't even think about interrupting tonight's broadcast. I not only find it as inappropriate behavior, but it's also very childish. Please find other things to do with your time. Thank you. Alright, with that being said, let's get into my review of Dead and Breakfast. The first thing I immediately noticed is that the script is well presented. It's neat, simple, easy to follow, and is similar in style to the films of T-Mac, who is now known as Tom, and who was once known as E-Game, and only God knows what's next. In terms of professional writing, I must say this film achieved that. Character development, however, could have been executed a little better. Some of the dialogue and scenes in this film were not all believable. That partly had to do with the minor lack of a more in-depth story. Further development could have done wonders. My reaction to the ending of Dead and Breakfast would have been more positive if the characters had more meaning behind them. However, as a short film, I must give credit to where it's due, because despite its flaws, it was good. On that note, joining us via satellite, Pope Benedict XVI. Firstly, how are you? And finally, what are your thoughts on Barrett's latest film, Dead and Breakfast?
Good evening, Jesus. I'm doing quite well. I feel very honored and privileged to be on your show. I just happened to see a screening of Barrett's film, Dead and Breakfast, last week, and I thought it was good. Barrett has certainly established himself as one of Movie Reel's better writers. I found a certain aspect of the film to be interesting from beginning to end. Yet, I must agree with your point about character development. I personally think that had this film been longer in length, that more positive notes could have been given. With that being established, I believe Barrett accomplished what he wanted, a rather good short film. I give Dead and Breakfast 2.5 stars out of 4. And since I have a little time left, I have one last important message for you, Jesus. I'm not exactly who you think I am.
I told you that you wouldn't hear from the last of me, didn't I? Well, I may have done what I wanted, but this is far from over. Be prepared, because this is just the beginning. Now, big explosive fire.
I'm just completely at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. Can we just cut to a commercial break, please?
My God, the whole room is full of smoke.
I'm sorry, Jesus. We promise that we will do everything in our power to prevent this from ever happening again.
Yeah, I wish you best of luck with those plans.
Oh God. Could someone in the studio please pull the telephone line? Alright, we're going to move forward. Let's get into the ratings section for Dead and Breakfast. I will be grading this film under 5 categories, and they are as follows: genre, dialogue, characters, fun reading, and overall grade. Let's just get started immediately. Our first category tonight is genre. This film was advertised as a dramedy. I'm not quite sure what that means, but if I were to guess, I would say it's a cross between a drama and a comedy film. This film had a handful of smiles and giggles, but many handfuls of drama-related images, which was definitely a nice combination. And because of that, I'm going to give this category B+. Next we have dialogue. As I said earlier, Barrett is one of Movie Reel's most talented writers. He has a great hand in writing, so it should come to no surprise that the dialogue in this film is any different. It was executed very well. My rating for this category, an A-. Now Now we move on to characters. This category for me was a hit and miss. Don't get me wrong, but I did enjoy all of the character parts. However, I think they could have definitely added more to the story. Because the film was short, I believe that is why I couldn't connect to the characters as much as I would have liked to. My final rating is B-. Fun reading. I definitely must say that I did enjoy reading the script. It had a nice setup and it presented itself very well. It was easy to follow from the very beginning to the end. I never once found myself bored during any point in the film. So, that certainly displays another one of Barrett's strong points in writing. My rating for this category, A. Finally we move on to the last category of the night, overall grade. I believe as a short film, this was a good presentation piece. It had a nice lineup of characters, a smooth story, and an interesting twist. While I would have liked more to the story, and a little more build-up to the characters, it was definitely worth reading. My overall grade for Dead and Breakfast, B+. Well, it is that time of the night. As we wrap up tonight's show, I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Please tune in next time, as I share my thoughts on another Movie Reels film. Until then, I was your host, Jesus. Have a wonderful night and God bless.